Всем привет! Today I would like to show you how I cook pelmeni. This is actually quite simple. It takes time, but it's pretty easy to do. So we need flour to make dough, water also for this, and we need meat, chopped meat, to make meatballs. This one it's beef, but it mixed with pork. I actually don't eat pork, I don't like it, but as a chopped meat I think it's okay. Usually people cook it like that, and it's just with a discount, that's why I took this one. Of course, this all is for some small amount of pelmeni. Usually it requires much more ingredients, but I just want to show you. I want to do a lot to cook it for an hours. So that's why I took just this amount. First of all, we have to cook the dough. We need some pot, put here the flour, and we also can add some salt. Some people, they also can add eggs, but I don't do this. I think that's just enough. So it was the glass of flour and half glass, I take it just like that, half glass of water, and also I add a little bit olive oil. So if it won't be enough, maybe I'll add some more flour, but I'll see. To tell you the truth, I haven't cooked pelmeni for a very long time, but before I used to cook it quite often. I really loved the process, and it was like a meditation for me. I could spend 4 hours making them, and just without watching something, just being in my thoughts. It was quite cool. So we actually formed some piece of dough, and I think I can pull it out of the pot. So we add a little bit flour on the cooking mat. We need it to avoid sticking of dough, and let's put it over here. So yeah, when you cook, it's quite typical when everything after that is in the flour. Maybe some very accurate people, they can avoid this, but I actually can't. I just took this fact and yeah, keep calm with that. So yeah, I really loved cooking pelmeni, and actually before I how to say it was my dream to be a cooker when I was 14-15 years old. That time I started cooking, and I cooked a lot, and I was very proud because I was the only in my surrounding, I mean from girls, from my friends, who cooked and who loved it so much. I cooked as much as my mom, so we did it like 50-50, and I really wished to become a cooker, and I did it. To tell you the truth, much better than I do it now. Now I don't spend so much time on cooking, but before it used to be very interesting for me. I watched Hell's Kitchen. I think I can take some pieces. I watched Hell's Kitchen with Gordon Ramsay, and I really loved it. We have our own Russian version, but I don't really like it, so I watched Hell's Kitchen. It was also shown on Russian TV, and I don't know, I think it inspired me to start cooking. That's interesting because Gordon Ramsay just always shouted on everyone, and it was very stressful, but somehow it inspired me, and I thought, wow, I love cooking, I would like to be a cooker. Now I think that luckily I didn't become a cooker, because it's actually very hard work, and I don't know, when you cook just at home. It's not the same. I think I can rip it on 2 pieces. Actually, we can put 1 pieces in the fridge. So after fridge, it's getting more elastic. And I could put both, but we can compare the difference. So I will do it just with one. I'll put it in the pot. You can cover it with something if you cook it, so it's gonna be better. It's not dry out. So just a second. So we take this thing, I don't know how to name it in English, and we add a bit more flour, and we need to roll the dough until it gets thin. Of course, yeah, it would be better if both pieces would be after the fridge. I think half an hour or an hour it would be good, but I don't want to wait. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. But now I usually just, if I want to eat pelmeni, I just buy the ready one. Of course, you need to know the brand, you need to check the ingredients, are they all natural or good. But nowadays I know the ones which are quite okay, so that's enough for me, because usually you spend lots of time on cooking and then you eat it so fast, because I could spend 4 or 5 hours just on making them, of course lots of them, and it was 3-4 portions of pelmeni, and that's like almost nothing, and now I just don't want to waste my time. But it's still an interesting thing, as you can, I don't know, spend time with a child or with your partner if they want, if they love cooking. You can, it's a little bit sticked. It's how you can spend your time. I don't know, maybe as a date. Or maybe if you really, really love cooking, then you can try. Or yeah, you don't need to cook a lot, of course. Like now, for example, you can just do a little bit, just to try. So I think we are ready with this one, and now I forgot to do one thing. I think we need to salt it and to pepper it. Of course I forgot, and now I'm going to do it with dirty hands. I decided to add some meat, how to call it, spices. So like that. What is here? Well, okay, a little bit more salt. I don't know how to translate all of this. Paprika, this one I don't know. Red paprika, I don't know, garlic, pepper, chili, black pepper. That's it. No, not so much actually. Let's mix it. So, now what I do, I take the glass with thin glass, because it's sharper, and with this glass I form these small circles of dough. Then I take a piece of chopped meat and I form ball. Maybe this one even too big. Then I make, I don't know how to call it, hemisphere, and you know, like it's like an envelope for mail. I like sticked it like that, and then what you have to do is to stick the ends. Okay, it's a little bit dirty. It shouldn't be. Oh my god, it shouldn't be like that. I'm sorry. They should be clean, but actually this is the first one. So we are done with the first one, and okay, yeah, this piece of meat was too big for this, so it shouldn't be so big. Okay, let's try the next one. So that's actually it. That's how to do it. Of course, I used to do it much better. I really don't remember when I tried the last time to cook them. So I made them really clean and they all were equal, but now I'm sorry that it can be not really great and beautiful. So like that. Of course, you probably know or you've seen that pelmeni are popular in some other Slavic cuisines. Of course, something can be similar, some dishes. I don't know about what they add into. Actually, pelmeni can be with fish, with different types of meat, but for some reason, for example, if it's a vegetable thing, it's not pelmeni. It's, by the way, if it's one, it's pelmeni. Pelmeni, it's many of them. And if it is something with, for example, with potato, very popular, I don't really like them. So with potato, you don't usually cook pelmeni. You cook actually almost the same thing, just with potato. So you put piece of puree, smashed potato, and you do this thing, and you actually just leave it like that. So you don't do this. And this one is called varenik. If one, vareniki, if many of them. And I don't know why. Why it's like that, why pelmeni are for meat or fish, and vareniki for anything else. Vareniki can be with berries, they can be sweet, they can be as a main dish with potato or something. So yeah, that's how it happens. And yeah, the thing is that that's what you do. Just repeat it many times. After that, if you are not going to cook it immediately, and you want to keep them for some future, you need to freeze them. I don't know how people used to do it before. I guess they just cooked everything at once. Well, yeah, because family, I guess, was big, but how to spend so much time on doing them, and then everything is just eaten. Well, maybe they did it. Several of girls could do it. I guess not one, because yeah, as you can see, it takes time, and I still have such an amount, and it used to be much more when I was younger. I took much more of it. So now I try to put also less meat, because yeah, when you put less meat, of course, then there is more dough, but it looks better, it doesn't get unstick, so it's actually better for them. The dough also is not super thin, it could be thinner, but we'll try next. We'll try the piece from the fridge, and I think maybe we can make it thinner. So like this. And I'm just going to continue. So now we have ends, and we can make one more piece of dough from them. And we roll. So you can see that this piece is much more elastic because we gave it some time, and second one because I guess I add some flour. I think this is the main reason, because yeah, we can compare this and this. This one is not dirty because this one is more sticky, and yeah, this one actually is quite perfect. So yeah, better to add more flour, not in the dough but here on the mat. And yeah, if you can put it in the fridge if you have time, I guess you have, if you do all this, you also can do this. Of course, before I think I remembered all this stuff, but I forgot. Now I cook, but I don't know, it feels like I have more interesting stuff to do, I don't know. Maybe I loved cooking when it wasn't really a necessity and it was just my hobby, but now it's like a necessity, and that's why I don't want to waste time, and I try to spend as less time as possible for cooking, and I like to do some other stuff which is interesting for me, to develop myself, develop my skills, to create something. And yeah, and cooking, oh, of course it's also developing, you can develop yourself in cooking, but that's if you want. And I don't know, it feels like for some time I just burned out with it. That's why I stopped. But of course, when you cook, when you do it with all your attention, it pays you back. It's such a big difference when you cooked with interest, with putting your time into it, your attention, and such a big difference how the meal tastes and their quality is so different. And of course you develop your skill, and it gets better and better, the quality. So yeah, So even here, even here you see probably, so as I showed you, even these ones which were not the first, they are better than the first. They look better, and if you do plenty of them, of course, they are close to be perfect. But like, what for? What for should I spend so much time to cook perfect pelmeni if I can do something else? If I really love it, of course, yes. But if I can do something more interesting. So we've done with the first piece of dough and and now, oh my god, I'm all in flour, and flour is on the floor now. Okay, now we need to freeze these ones, and I will do it here. Of course, for bigger amount I would take normal container, but now I'm not sure, maybe it's going to be lots of them because it's still the whole plate. I don't know, we'll see. And just a second, I take fully for making a layer. Like that. And I do it because they are going to stick to this, probably. And I put them here. So the first ones, they have not enough flour definitely, and that's why they sticked even to the mat. This one is okay. So this is the first tire, and it goes to the freezer. And now let's try. Oh, why have I done that? Okay. Let's try the piece of dough after fridge. Okay, now it's a little bit dirty. I'm sorry for that. I forgot that I don't need to touch it with this part of hand. Actually, to tell you the truth, I don't see a big difference. Just, I think, the most important thing to add more flour on the cooking mat, and that's it. If there is enough flour, I think it's all gonna be fine with you. So I guess this is the last one because I ran out with dough and this one is not very accurate, but still. And I think too much. I think this is gonna be the last, despite I still have meat. But I'm not ready. I'm sorry. I'm not ready to do dough one more time and to repeat all these things. I hope that it's gonna be enough, but yeah, I was wrong. I forgot the proportions. I still have this amount of meat. I think I'm gonna use it in some other way. And let's just put it in the freezer. So these ones, they got a little bit frozen. Let's form another tire. You can also do it with usual bakery paper. I just don't have it. I'm run out with it. I think it's cheaper and maybe in general better. I just don't bake usually. That's why I don't need it. So you can see it's actually nothing difficult. It's just a question of repeating and quite monotonous work, and all the thing is that it's how much time you're ready to spend doing pelmeni. You can see that it's pretty economy stuff because I made pretty much, I think, 2 portions, and I still have almost half of the meat. It was like 400 or 500 grams. So yeah, pretty good thing, but pretty time taking too. So now let's boil it. And if you want to cook it immediately, you don't need to freeze them. I think I'll take 10 of them, and I need to put them in the boiling water, as you can see, and boil about 10 minutes. And we can also salt the water a little bit. And they are done. Let's put them in the plate now. And usually in Russia we eat pelmeni with sour cream. Also you can add some butter if you wish. If you don't want to make it fatter, then you don't have to. And also it's possible to eat it with a piece of bread, with brown bread usually, and I eat with rye. My husband laughs at me because it's like, yeah, you eat dough with bread, but I don't know, I feel more comfortable eating them with bread. Some people eat without bread, so if you want you can choose your own variant. So they are done. I hope the process of cooking was interesting to you. You can try to repeat as you wish. Thank you for watching, and пока-пока.